Here is one of many recipes you could use to ruin your life. You take a portion of jealousy and you add 2 portions of anger, and to that a dab of insecurity, and to that an unstable emotional decision. That will equal you ruining your life in a split moment of time. This is Deontray Flanagan, 25 years old. He went and got his daughter from the daycare, took her up to her mother's job to confront the mother, obviously, allegedly, about phone calls in her phone or something to do with her cell phone. He demanded the phone and he demanded the security codes to get in the phone. It is stated that she gave him the phone and the security codes, but he would not let go of the child that he took from daycare. His child. Now, his child is dead because he went on an emotional rampage up against the child's mother and used this child, I would say, as a bargaining tool. I would think, of my opinion, this is not the first time he's used that child in that manner. But this will be the last time because now the child is dead, he is in jail, and he won't have to worry about what's going on in the child's mother's phone now. You just sit here and ruin your life behind something stupid. You made a stupid, conscious decision to ruin your life. Behind what? What if she was talking to somebody else? What did your child have to do with that? You could have confronted her without the child. But no, that's what your weak little simple mind did. You went up there and got the child from the daycare where she was supposed to be and took her to her mother's job where the mom was supposed to be at work, where your ass should have been on somebody's job instead of waking up early in the morning with mischief on your damn mind. Now your ass is in jail looking stupid. And I'm doing this video on you so somebody else won't do exactly what you did by making a conscious decision to ruin your life. This is ridiculous. This don't make no damn sense whatsoever. This beautiful little baby is gone behind your stupidity. So enjoy your stay in jail. You will have plenty of time to think about the last time you seen your daughter's face in the condition that she was in. You will have plenty of time to think about it. Here goes the story. Y'all make better choices out there in the world. Don't get all entangled in an emotional roller coaster ride where you can't control your emotions when you go out there and do something stupid to ruin your life. Do better. Crazy ass. My condolences goes out to the mother of this child and both sides of the family, his family and her family. And you women, you need to pay attention if you're in a relationship with a man that's running around here emotional with little boy energy. Little boy energy, not a man. Most men are not emotional roller coasters. That falls up under the female category. And if you are a man and you're running around here unstable, all emotional and shit, get your shit together. Be a man. You want to have big dick energy, but you're walking around here with little boy energy. Get yourself together. Do better. Just saying.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Welcome to Straddled Events. On this channel, we bring you the truth. Sometimes the truth is quite ugly, unbearable, and you just don't want to deal with it. But on this channel, you're gonna get it anyway. You are straddled the fence of good versus evil, right versus wrong. And on this channel, we're gonna tell you to do better. Please like, dislike, subscribe, and share the videos. Now let's go.
I mean, just awful situation as a father, as just a human being, for anyone to use a child, a precious, defenseless child of 2 years old. It just broke my heart to see her, injured.
That was a reaction from the sheriff after a father, he says, led officers on a chase after taking his 2-year-old daughter out of daycare. Leaders have confirmed with us tonight that little girl has died. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez confirming Deontray Flanagan is now charged with murder.
He is in custody, and in a video you will only see here on 13, the moment a SWAT team took him into custody after that chase.
Now look at this map right here showing you how this chase all unfolded, all the places. The Harris County Sheriff's Office telling us tonight after taking that toddler out of daycare, well, the dad, the suspect, assaulted the child's mother at her job at Walmart and then led several agencies on a chase that ended outside of a church and sparked the big standoff.
We have team coverage tonight as reporters have been working to get information on the suspect and also on the child and her mother.
And we want to start with Micah Hatfield tonight, who has talked to the mother's family today, and she now joins us live. What are they saying, Micah?
They told us there was an incident actually last week where the father, Deontray Flanagan, took the child and actually ended up returning her, but they called the police. We were able to ask Sheriff Ed Gonzalez about that today, and he said he was not aware of that, but he was going to look into it. We are outside of the daycare right now where that child attended. We tried to talk to them earlier today, and they declined to speak with us. This is where the sheriff's office tells us Deontray Flanagan picked up his 2-year-old daughter at about 10:15 this morning. Sometime between then and about 12:30 this afternoon, that child sustained such bad injuries that she lost her life.
A lot of moving parts, a series of crimes, ultimately robbing a 2-year-old of her future.
Just broke my heart to see her, injured in that condition.
This is that toddler's father, 25-year-old Deontray Flanagan, being arrested outside of a church on Stubner Airline near 1960. He's who the sheriff says started it all. They tell us he picked the child up from daycare on Kirkendall near 1960 at about 10:15 this morning. Drove to her mother's work, Walmart, about a mile away. The sheriff's office says Flanagan hit the woman several times in the face, demanding her phone and the password. He had the child in a firm grip, threatening to harm his own daughter.
She made an attempt to try to rescue her daughter from his stronghold, but she wasn't able to do so.
Flanagan took off, but law enforcement tracked his car to the Greenspoint area, and that's when a chase started along the North Freeway, ending in the lawn outside of a church on Stubner Airline. There was a standoff. The SWAT team was involved. They were able to pull him from the car and the child. The child was in bad shape, according to the sheriff's office. Medics having to give her CPR until Life Flight arrived and took her. Hours later, we learned she passed away. Flanagan apparently told law enforcement that the child bounced around inside the car during the chase because she was not restrained.
There did appear to be some trauma to the body, but we don't know, again, if it was from bouncing around or what happened. But again, all those were, reckless decisions by the suspect in putting that precious child in a dangerous situation like that and taking her from the daycare center. He's the one that prompted everything that happened here today.
Micah Hatfield, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Oh, those details are tough to swallow. Our Brooke Taylor has been speaking with sources for much of the day.
She's now joining us live from the newsroom with a look at who this suspect is and what we're learning about him tonight. Brooke?
Chauncey and Myra, my sources tell me that the father, now accused of murdering his own 2-year-old daughter, is 25-year-old Deontray Flanagan. I've been looking through his records all day long, has charges dating back to 2017, been in and out out of jail and on probation. We'll show you one of his previous mugshots right here. It's not the first time he's been accused of fleeing from the police. In 2017, he was charged with evading arrest. In 2018, charged with assault causing bodily injury to a family member, sentenced to 30 days in jail. In 2019, he was also charged with criminal mischief for driving a car into someone's home. Records show he is still on probation for that right now. Now, the sheriff said it appeared that his daughter suffered head trauma to her body and also her head. He didn't really have any answers as to how she was murdered, but my sources tell me it appears she was also strangled. We're going to continue to ask those questions and dig deeper into this.
It's been a sad day for children in the news. A 2-year-old girl who was forcefully taken from her daycare this morning has now died. The heartbreaking incident included both a police and a SWAT scene in Northwest Harris County. KPRC2's Joel Eisenbaum is live where it all ended. Joel.
Yeah, Keith, I just find this story sad. I really do. This is a 2-year-old girl who started her day normally at daycare, and by the end of the day, she had been in a police chase and a SWAT scene. By the end of the day, she was dead. It was a full-scale SWAT scene caught by our camera. The plan to rescue a 2-year-old girl from her own biological father, who more or less kidnapped her Monday morning from daycare. That 20-something-year-old suspect seemed to show no concern whatsoever for his daughter's well-being. And even with life flight, she did not survive this. That 2-year-old died. How was she hurt? That was my first question.
How did the child come to be injured?
The initial information that we received again from the suspect was apparently that the child had, I'm paraphrasing here, had jumped around the car, during everything that had transpired, possibly struck her head.
After Dad got her from daycare, he headed to Walmart where Mom works. That's what the sheriff tells us. There were words, an altercation, and according to the sheriff, threats made against both Mom and child.
He confronted the mother of the child and began making threats, asking for her phone, her passcode, with child in hand, and basically threatening to hurt the child.
Not long after that, a police chase. Bystander Brittany Rogers was sideswiped, she says, by the suspect's Camaro.
Next thing I know, I just see him hit my car. I feel it. And I'm looking at him and he just back on out.
And then that red Camaro stopped and just stayed there. Stubner Airline north of 1960 was blockaded for hours. The suspect and his daughter inside the car. Presumably, she was already dying, but he wouldn't come out until SWAT got him out. And he wasn't even injured in all of this, says the sheriff.
We're still firming up the identity of the arrested man, using that term loosely. He is in custody tonight. We're live on the northwest side of Harris County. I'm Joel Eisenbaum, KPRC 2 News.
Okay. Ed Gonzalez, Harris County Sheriff, joined here by Chief Harden with the Houston Police Department. I want to run through the sequence of events as we know them. I want to emphasize that all of this remains preliminary as there were a lot of moving parts. A lot happened earlier this morning. And so I want to just be clear that it's still preliminary and we'll try to update as we go along. What we know is that approximately 10:15 a.m., an adult male went to a private daycare facility, removed his 2-year-old daughter. It's our understanding that he's the biological father. We haven't confirmed that. That's the initial information we received. From there, he proceeded to go to a retail store pretty close by, where he confronted the mother of the child and began making threats, asking for her phone, her passcode, with child in hand, and basically threatening to hurt the child if she did not turn those items over. She complied. She made an attempt to try to rescue her daughter from his stronghold, but she wasn't able to do so. At that point, we're told that the adult male struck her possibly a couple times to the face. And continued to flee the location from that retail store, again, still with child in tow, and fleeing the location with her phone and his phone as well. Our deputies were dispatched to that location. At that point, they quickly began getting information, trying to obviously now determine what happened. Now the situation has escalated, knowing that there's a child involved and possibly could be in harm's way. They were able to immediately, or pretty close to immediately start tracking where the phone might be. The suspect in the red Camaro was located near the intersection of Greens Road and North Freeway, approximately in the Greens Point area. Other agencies began hearing the radio traffic, and thanks to the quick action again of other partners, the Houston Police Department, Texas Department of Public Safety, all ascended into the area to try to assist. A pursuit occurred at that point from that location. It's several miles from here, several minutes from this location, so a pursuit did occur. It's my understanding it took place both along the North Freeway and then here along Stuebner Airline as well, as units were again trying to devise a strategy to detain the suspect that was in the vehicle with the child. At some point, we believe the mom was able to possibly FaceTime on and off with the suspect, just trying to get him to stop and just having some brief conversations trying to resolve the situation. The male wasn't having it, so he continued northbound here on Stuebner Airline past 1960. At some point, as patrol vehicles were now in the area, he was able to swerve, jumped into St. Dunstan's Episcopal Church, and the car finally came to a stop. We're very grateful again that law enforcement was able to ascend pretty quickly. HPD SWAT was in the area, their air support was also in the area, and then our units began arriving as well. By that point, there was a standoff. The male was in the vehicle. We later learned the child was still in the vehicle as well. One of our negotiators was able to establish verbal communication just briefly from near the vehicle, trying to ascertain the condition, especially of the child. And at that point, during the course of that investigation, they determined that the child was possibly in pretty bad shape. And so that's the information that was developed so quickly, working in tandem between HPD SWAT, our units that were here on site with our negotiators as well. They were able to launch a proactive operation using a distraction device with HPD, and then we were able to put an assault team as well to go and extract both the child and the adult male. The adult male was taken into custody without injury or without incident, and the child was removed, and immediately EMS began providing life-saving measures. At that point, the child was in very serious critical condition, so CPR was administered almost the entire time until Life Flight arrived and has since taken the toddler, who we're told is 2 years old, 2-year-old black female. And again, she's in very critical condition. I have not received an update since her arrival at the hospital, so our prayers above everything are with the child. Very horrific situation out here. A lot of things transpired, like I said, and so our biggest hope is that the child somehow pulls through.